Hello and welcome to a Kicktalk Reboot Scottish Cup special. Now, we look at the William Hill Scottish Cup tie between Beith and Ayr United with Stuart McConnell, and we were also at Darvel versus Largs in the Macron Scottish Junior Cup. And on top of that, we talked to probably one of the oldest junior football supporters around at 95 years of age. But without much further ado, we will crack on, and it's over to Stuart McConnell, who was at Bailsdale for the big Scottish Cup adventure.
Welcome to Bailsdale Park for this William Hill Scottish Cup tie between Beith and Ayr United. Both sides had won titles last season, with the Ayr taking the Ladbrokes League One prize and Beith the Junior Premier Division. So it was a fascinating clash, although of course United were favourites, being the senior team. As it was, resilient Beith managed to keep Ayr at bay for quite a long time until finally they succumbed. It was predictably that man Lawrence Shankland to breach the determined home defence, who'd dealt admirably with their potent front line. The reward for Ayr is another extra derby with a difference, this time away to Scottish Junior Cup holders Auchinleck Talbot in January. This was a hugely memorable moment for Beith, who are playing their country cousins for the first time in the showpiece Scottish Cup. They're desperately hoping they compete better than they did against Morton, who defeated in 6-0 Bailsdale Park 2 years ago. That they certainly did, but Ayr were slick, had prepared well, and ultimately their greater fitness showed. It's an electric atmosphere and bumper crowd packed into Bailsdale Park with 1,700 people taking in this spectacle, and it was quite an entertaining afternoon as it turned out. Former Ayr goalie Stephen Grinley made a superb one-handed save to keep it at a 25-yard effort from goal machine Lawrence Shankland in 6 minutes. 3 minutes later, the home goalie made another stunning save to foil the same player from a similar distance. Visiting defender Craig Higgins made a fine block to thwart Keir Milliken in 12 minutes, and a minute later Ayr came close when Andy Keegan sent a header from 6 yards just over the bar. Shankland saw his effort from 6 yards blocked by Grinley's leg in 18 minutes as Ayr continued to swarm forward. Great play by Thomas Collins won Beith the corner in 20 minutes, but it was blocked by the Ayr rear guard. Beith were unlucky in 25 minutes when a strong Darren Christie cross into the box just evaded everyone. Shankland teed up his strike course partner Michael Moffat to net from 4 yards a couple of minutes later, but the goal was chalked off for offside. A Joe Bradley corner kick was headed clear by an Ayr defender in 39 minutes, with the wee winger the real standout player for Beith in the afternoon. A minute later, Darren Christie shot across the face of goal from 20 yards, then a well-struck free kick from 25 yards by Keir Milliken was well saved by Ross Stewart in 43 minutes. Home player Paul Fries was booked for a rash challenge a minute later. Visiting defender Stephen Bell was booked for a rash tackle 3 minutes after the break. He went so close in 53 minutes when a Gegan rocket from 12 yards crashed off the crossbar. The other end, a minute later, Bradley shot inches wide from 22 yards. Where United seized the lead in 65 minutes when Shankland sent home an angled drive from 12 yards. 2 minutes later, Ross Doon made a fine save to deny Christie from just inside the box. 79 minutes, Shankland flicked a pass to sub Ross Docherty to side foot home and put Ayr United 2-0 ahead. Michael Moffat made it 3-0 in 88 minutes when he shot home from 20 yards after great work from Daniel Harvey and Luke McCowan. So, from Bailsdale Park, for the final score in this very entertaining William Hill Scottish Cup tie was Beith 0, Ayr United 3. It's Stuart McConnell for Kicktalk.
And after the match, Stuart spoke to Ayr United manager Ian McCall.
Aye, I mean, yeah. I mean, I thought it was a 10-15 minutes to be on the first half. We didn't play well, but we started the game really well. Their goalie made 2 or 3 great saves. Second half, without being unkind to Beith, because they've been fabulous hosts. We could have scored 5-6 easily. So, but great for Michael to get a goal. Great. The best thing about today was Ross Dalton to get a goal. It was fabulous. So maybe I should have stuck him in. I don't know. So it's a cup tie, and all we need to do is get into the next round, and we did that, and it was pretty comfortable in the end.
And thanks very much to Stuart McConnell there for his match report from Bailsdale Park, which was, let's say, a very historic day in many ways for Beith. But United now have to travel to Auchinleck, another junior side in the next round, so we'll see how they get on there at Beechwood. So, I was in East Ayrshire on Saturday as Darvel took on Thistle in the Macron Scottish Cup 4th round. A minute's silence was impeccably observed by both sets of supporters in memory of former Thistle president Douglas Benny, who presided over the Barfield side from 2007 to 2012. It was a very successful period, including a league title and a Scottish Cup final. And it was Largs who reached the last 16 of the Scottish Cup with a dogged display against a Darvel side who refused to give up. There were very few chances. It was a tight affair and something of a midfield battle. It was going to take a moment of magic to open up the rear guard, and it was Thistle's Joe Knowles on the right wing managed to dance past the defender and slipped in a wonderful bending strike from the right edge of the area, and it finished the bottom left hand corner. The Darvel keeper hardly moved, so it was an excellent strike, and Largs were 1-0 up at half time. They moved 2 goals clear on 54 minutes as Grant Kirkwood for Darvel chopped down Scott Adam. Now, Kirkwood saw red, which was a decision which didn't go down well with the Darvel support, but Adam kept cool, slotted the ball into the bottom left hand corner. 2-0 to Thistle, and it seemed as if they were heading through to the next round. But on 69 minutes, Darvel scored a wonder strike. Largs Thistle keeper Danny Farrell, on loan from Martin, had little chance as Martin Findlay hit in a whipped effort which went sailing over his head into the roof of the net from 20 yards out. So game on. Did Darvel have anything left with 10 men? Well, they pushed Largs all the way and they gave Thistle quite a lot to think about, but Largs defended very well. There were chances, though, Armour sending a header over the bar for the home side. As for Largs, Adam challenged the keeper and McKee also hit a deflected effort which flew over. So there were a few chances in this second half, but like I say, a very tight affair. But Largs were robust and will be glad to have got through this potential banana skin. And after the match, I spoke to Largs Thistle manager Stuart Davidson. A real battle today, Stuart.
Yeah, that's totally what we expected here, Callum. Anyway, Scottish Cup, Darvel, good side, managed to be a good experienced manager, and his assistant Chris and Jock. So we know it was always going to be tough coming here. And when the draw got made, a couple of people was like, "Oh, good draw for us," but to me it was a very tough draw, and it showed that today.
I know, even down to 10 men, Darvel pushed Largs.
That's it. Sometimes we've spoken about that before. When you come up against 10 men, it seems to become harder for some reason. But we'd obviously had the 2-goal cushion. Obviously one was the penalty when the boy gets sent off. So to get the 2 goals, it helped us in the end, because Darvel came right at us with the 10 men, and another day it could have ended up a draw and a replay. But I thought we defended well today as well.
Yeah, so there was a lot of work to do, wasn't there? Joe Knowles' goal was pretty special.
Yep, that's what you expect for Joe. Last week he had a couple of chances and didn't quite happen for him. But you know that's not always going to happen. You know what I mean? Joe's eventually going to take his chances, and he showed his quality today with that goal.
And then the second goal was a penalty.
Yep, second goal, some great play by Mark Miller, holding on to the ball, beating his man, and then slipping Addy in. Great run for Addy. The boys brought him down, and Addy just steps up and finishes it, which at that point you're thinking, good, that's us, we're going to get on and win the game comfortably. But didn't quite happen like that.
Darvel goal, that went flying into the roof of the net, didn't it? And it kind of changed the game a wee bit. Largs were comfortable up to that point.
That's it, we were comfortable, and I thought we could have maybe went on and got another one. Then there was just a bit of extra mash, the ball dropped and the boy hit it, and it's went straight into the far away corner. And then it just seemed to unnerve us a wee bit, because I thought we'd played well up until then. Thought we started the game really well, and although we'd made a couple of chances, we'd made a few chances that we didn't take. I thought we were playing well and we were patient and we got the goal eventually. And I thought we played well today up until obviously they get that goal.
And thanks to Stuart Davison. And Largs Thistle now take on Kilbirnie Ladeside in a very exciting league clash, especially given Kilbirnie took 4 off Oven Meadow last Saturday. So that's a 1:45pm kickoff at Barfields this Saturday. Coming the 1st of December, would you believe? So, during the Darvel match, I bumped into 95-year-old Jim Anderson. Now, Jim has quite a career, having played in the juniors in the 1940s and 50s, featuring for Oven Meadow, Auchinleck Talbot, Muirkirk and Dreghorn Juniors, not forgetting his hometown team Darvel.
I signed for Oven Meadow in December 46 in the Eglinton Hotel in Irvine. Bob Alexander was a secretary.
Oh, very good.
Then I went.
Who was the secretary at Largs?
Bob Alexander.
At Meadow?
Aye. Oh, he was Mr. Football at that time. So I left. What do you call it? Kilmarn, Dreghorn, and I went to Kilmarnock Juniors. Talked into another friend. I played Kilmarnock Juniors for a week, 1 year. Then I went from there to Hereford United. I had 3 years at Hereford. I enjoyed it. It was quite a good time. Then I left there and I went to Keller Rovers.
Keller Rovers,
Keller Rovers. I went back to the Meadow for another season. Back to the Meadow. I played there another season and I left the Meadow and I went to Muirkirk. I had 3 seasons at Muirkirk. And Muirkirk, I went to Muirkirk to Auchinleck Talbot.
Wow.
I played with Talbot.
You played for a few of the top junior teams then?
Aye, I played with Darvel too. You never get that. There wasn't any money in it. You play for the love of the game. Come on,
when was the first ever junior football match you were at?
What was that? My father used to be the president here.
At Darvel,
I was a wee boy at the time.
What was his name?
Robert Anderson. Bob Anderson. And this pavilion was built with voluntary subscriptions.
The one that we're sitting in right now?
Aye. And my mother, she was in ladies' committee. And how they did it, see a postcard.
Yep.
Postcard was divided into, say, 50 wee blocks. And everybody bought a brick. Put the name on it. That's wow. How it was built.
When was that?
Oh. About 90 years ago.
Wow.
And there used to be a wooden thing along there. And where you're sitting is where my mother and father sat. I've got photographs of it when it was open.
Wow.
Aye. So I go back a long time. And my job I was a kit boy. I used to clean the bits, dubbing the ball. Again, the old key panel. You used to put the grease, they call it dubbing.
Alright.
Grease it up. And if the ball was too light, they used to, the ball was an egg shape, I had no money for balls. They used to build an egg, and they used to batter it to try and get it into shape. And you used to put it in a bath of water. Water to try and bat it into shape, then dubbing it. Oh dear, okay, they on. With only one ball.
And do you remember yourself going along as a young boy to the matches as well?
Oh, aye.
Was it Darvel you'd come to see, obviously?
There were 3. There were 3 years. Jim Walford, myself, and Sammy Cox that played with the Rangers.
Alright.
He was one of the ball boys too. He lived up there.
What was this? Are we talking about the 1930s here?
Aye. No, the 20s, late 20s.
Have you been involved in Darvel, like as in the committee as well?
I'm in the committee at the moment.
Are you?
Aye. I don't do anything. I'm a figurehead. Figurehead. It was known as Darvel Football Club before the war. The war came, then it was brought back up. The old committee was on before the war no longer participated after the war again.
Yeah.
For too old. And they had their private football again.
Yeah.
And they come up as Darvel Juniors FC.
So what are your memories of the likes of Oven Meadow and Auchinleck Talbot? I mean, these are two of the biggest names in the juniors. What was it like playing for them in the 40s?
Well, they were more at the Meadow games than that. And what there was at Rugby Park up till recently.
Really?
There were 3,000 and 4,000.
Wow. What about Auchinleck? What do you remember of Auchinleck Talbot?
Well, when I played with Talbot near the end of my career, and I had quite a good season with Auchinleck. My mother belongs to Auchinleck,
Right.
so it was like going back home sort of thing, Ken. And my father, after the first war, he worked in Auchinleck because I was no work here at that time. And he played with Talbot as a young man.
Right.
My father.
Remind me your father's name again?
Robert.
Robert.
And I'll tell you a story about him. When he was on the committee, we were at large, strange to say. And my father was in the committee. And you had to turn up, only 10 men, 10 players. And they used to pull them off the ropes. Ken, on a bit, right, come on, you're playing the day. Pull them off the ropes.
What do you mean pull them off the ropes, sorry?
Well, right, come on, Wally, you're playing the day.
Alright, off the crowd, out the crowd.
I volunteer, like the army. I volunteer what you're playing, Ken. So, that's what happened. So, Larg with only 10 men. And all the committee all looked at one another as much as say, right, who's the fittest? And my father had to go and play outside left.
Do you remember the Largs team back then? They had the boy Cook up front.
David Cook.
Aye.
I used to play against David.
Aye.
He could score goals. Right?
Took no prisoners.
He was a ruffian to play with. He played one bank after that.
He played what?
He went to one bank in
Did
later
he,
years. David Cook, I can't big David.
He just passed away this year.
Did he?
What was your own biggest honour, would you say, at the juniors?
I played for Irvin. I won for all the years I played, I only won one medal, and that was with Irvin Meadow.
What was it?
Against Kilwinner Rangers. The Vernon Trophy.
Brilliant.
The Vernon Trophy.
Do you remember the match?
Aye. It was quite a good game. Again, to play at Kilwinner is always a hard game at Kilwinner.
It's a bit of a derby, isn't it?
Up the buff skin sort of thing. There always is a rivalry between them.
What was the score? Can you remember?
There wasn't a lot in it.
Was it 1-0?
No, I think it was about 3-1. I think we got 3-1. I was a goalkeeper.
We had an army team in the war in Germany. Did you play against the Germans?
Aye. During the in-between spells, you can. And a lot of senior players. I played with Eddie Bailey. I played with Tottenham Hotspur.
Alright.
Jimmy Woodward, Newcastle. And there were 2 or 3 more. Duncan Campbell.
Right.
St Johnson. Oh, I enjoyed my football. I look forward to it.
And thanks to Jim. We hope you enjoyed that little historical look back to many years ago, it has to be said. Thanks for joining us, and goodbye.